Hi, this is Pastor Eric, and I just wanted to do a little follow-up from my message yesterday, talking about the priorities that we should have when it comes to following Christ and putting Him first, and then also making sure that we are humble, that we have humility in our heart, and then also don't worry about what everybody else thinks about you. Making sure that you don't worry about reputation, make sure you worry about or are concerned about where you are with your relationship with Christ and what He wants for you. And so as a follow-up to that, as we look down at Luke chapter 14 and we move down to verse 27, Jesus talks about the cost of being a disciple, and this is what He says. He says, "And whoever does not carry the cross and follow me cannot be my disciple." And so two things that we want to really look at here. It says, bear or carry your cross. So what is that? What are those things? And I believe it's those things that kind of sometimes get in the way. It's those things that sometimes we want to do, or our desires that we have, that we put ahead of God and we want to go and pursue instead of really following Jesus. So what are the things that are kind of keeping you from that? If you want to look at Hebrews chapter 12, we see there's a couple things there. There's things that hinder us, and then there's sin that easily entangles us. So what are some of those things that are keeping you from pursuing Christ? What are the distractions that are pulling you away? And then also, what is the sin in your heart and your life that keeps you from running the race that's marked out for you? And the other part of that is that Jesus says to follow Him. We need to be in pursuit of Jesus. We need to understand it's not just a thing, I just accepted Christ and I'm good and I've been Christian for 20 years. We shouldn't be stagnant. We shouldn't be just, we're good, we're done. This is a journey. This is a relationship. It's a continuation of what's happened to us. When you accepted Christ, whenever you did, it doesn't end there. It continues on for years and years, and until eternity, we continue to be molded and be shaped by God, and we're being used by God, so we should continue to strive to follow and pursue Jesus. And then going back to Hebrews chapter 12, if we look at that, we see that Jesus is the author and perfecter of our faith. And it's so important to know that He's the one that set this pathway. He's the one that's made this new covenant for us to have this relationship with God. And also it talks about the joy that He had to be able to go through the shame, to be able to go pursue the cross. It didn't bother Him to do those things because He was able to do it for our benefit, for mankind's benefit, because He loved us and He cared for us. Well, thanks for joining us tonight, and I hope you have a great week. Lord, I just thank You so much for everything You do. Just be with us, continue to help us grow, and help us to be more like You, Father. And I pray You just continue to help us to be mindful of these things, to make sure our priorities are right, making sure that we're humble, and making sure that we don't worry about what other people think about us, that we're looking towards You. We are fixing our eyes on You. And so I thank You for that. I thank You for Hebrews chapter 12, too, that just kind of demonstrates some of the things that we need to be mindful of. So continue to watch over and protect us all. In Your wonderful name I pray, Jesus. Amen. Thank you. Have a good evening. Take care.